Pat, good to see you.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah. So we've been friends for probably 13, 14 years through Entrepreneurs Organization, EO. We're in the same small group. And so shared our whole life stories every month for all that time. And you got 5 kids, live in Scappoose with 100 other Kessis.
Right. Generations. Yeah.
That's right, yeah. So your kids will be 4th generation. And so as a real estate developer and now running a commercial general contractor company here in Portland, my premise in doing the 2025 We Believe in Portland video series is last year it was all about like what we love about Portland, and it could be construed as like a little Pollyanna. And I think this year we're seeing Portland on the rise, and it's because a lot of folks like yourself have either done or witnessed like hard things to make the community better. And so I know we've talked beforehand, like there's an example of that, and I was gonna have you kind of share that example and just, kind of expand on that.
Well, yes, so the Portland State Library, I'm not sure if you remember, May of 2024, people took over the library. It was a combination of students, not as many students, but a combination of students and activists and maybe some homeless too. But they had moved into the Portland State Library, which is a beautiful building right in downtown Portland on the park blocks. And we do a lot of work with Portland State University, and as their kind of one of their preferred general contractors. And so they called us, and it had been occupied for about 4 days. And they called us and said, tomorrow morning at 5 o'clock, we're going to go through, and the Portland Police is going to kick everyone out. And this is our library, and students can't go in the library anymore. They don't want to get anywhere close to it. And so they said, can you guys be ready after 5 in the morning to come in and restore it for us?
Wow.
And so we said, yeah, absolutely. And so they booted them all out around 5 o'clock, like they said. And then at 7 o'clock, we were down there looking at all the damage that had happened. They barricaded themselves in. It was very significant. Graffiti and furniture inside, and they were living there for 4 days. And so we did everything we could, called everyone, all the subcontractors we could, had an army of people down there barricading, getting all the barricades away, and then also securing the building as much as we could, and worked all the way until 6 or 7, and then we were going to come back the next morning, and at 6 or 7 o'clock at night we left, and about 8 o'clock we received a call from Portland State that they're back in there.
Oh wow, I didn't even know this part of the story.
Yes, and so they came back in, and then the Portland Police kicked them out again the next morning, and then we were able to at that point really secure it and build another wall of plywood all the way around with construction fencing and secure it so that we could go in there and bring it back to
how did it take, like a month to?
No, we were fortunate we were able to get it back by the time school started.
Oh wow.
So September, and that was ahead of schedule.
Wow.
But it was definitely something. It was a little disheartening to see all the damage that had happened, and the amount of money that we need to spend as a community, as a university, as a community to put one of the landmarks back together of the Portland State campus.
Well, thanks for sharing that. I forgot to mention in my little intro that Pat was on the thesis headquarter building here. So it's been fun to see I feel like in the real estate space, you're like, it's all about community. And also huge thank you for sponsoring We Believe in Portland, back of the We Believe t-shirts and all that. So I mean, you've always been a community guy. And so I think it's great that you highlighted that. The hard things as well as like the things that are more obvious, like, like this building that are like, we haven't hopefully had a lot of controversy yet. So we always do this in the videos, but you've got your wife and 5 kids. You're in Scappoose, but you've been in Portland for a long time. I went and my wife and I went and saw 2 of your kids, different a girls and a boys high school varsity basketball game, which was awesome. But outside of all the coaching and all the things you do with your kids, or like sports stuff, What are some top 3 things you love to do in Portland?
The top 3 things, the first thing that comes to mind is my wife and I like to do a staycation.
Nice.
Around the first of the year, we'll go down to Pioneer Square and we'll stay the night down there. We'll get sushi and watch a movie, and then the next morning we get up and walk down to the Pearl District and have coffee and maybe a pastry. And like you said, we have 5 kids and there's a lot going on. So
you got to get those date nights in for sure.
It's awesome. Take a breather and enjoy the downtown area.
Yeah.
And then I think another one would be going to Blazer games.
Oh yeah.
And going with business associates or friends and meeting at my office in Northwest Portland early and then heading over, having dinner and getting there for the pregame, watching the fans come in, the energy and excitement get going, and then yelling at the refs and trying to persuade
you're
them
behaved. Yeah.
trying to get a win.
Yeah, I know that it's so hit and miss. Like, man, Blazers can have some incredible games against tough teams, and then sometimes not. But yeah, no, I've been to a couple of those games, and they're a blast.
And then I'd say the last thing would be walking in Forest Park.
Yeah.
So like we've done it before, low on the clay,
just straight from here. Yeah.
And walking with my wife or business associates again, and just going for a walk and getting some exercise, but also seeing the beautiful trees and the water and other hikers. They're usually in good spirits and have good energy if they're hiking around.
For sure.
And so that's another thing about Portland that's just awesome and gorgeous. And really, any time of year we can go walk Forest Park and have a great time.
That's awesome. Love it. Thanks, Pat. Appreciate it. Cheers.
You're welcome. Take care.